Hello, this is High Templar with my new Total War Warhammer DLC analysis video, and today we'll be talking about the realms of the Wood Elves. So just today, a few hours ago, there was a trailer and some information on Steam concerning the Wood Elves. And let's just see what the Steam is telling us and the official Creative Assembly sources. So firstly, there was a trailer already. I have posted my trailer video, my reactions and analysis, and let's just look at that. So this is basically a screenshot from the campaign. It is showing, as we expected, these are the vaults. So this is the Atel Loren. It's not very big, but here it is. And here we have Orion himself, and the map looks actually great. I can see Oak of Ages in the background here. It's even signed out as Oak of Ages. So pretty nice campaign, looks pretty nice. This forest have changed from the basics we've seen before. And this one doesn't actually look so good because it's obviously the texture is repeated a lot of times. And then we have and this is actually not a Dotu, this is looks like an ancient Three-Man Lord. So yeah, we have a confirmation of those lords. There is more things that are already confirmed. I'm just looking for those screens. Here we have a Crooked Moon tribe in the background. So yeah, and the Oak of Ages himself, and we have some of those Karaknorn right here. So yeah, this is Aten Loren right now. Very cool indeed. And then we have some Treekin, and yes, this is a dragon. This is actually a dragon. And it doesn't seem that this guy is actually a mount. He is a standalone unit, which make this so amazing. Again, I know, I'm repeating myself. And here we have a unit of Treekin into the Imperials. And obviously it is seen from this that those guys are pretty big. And those units will be 9 large, 12 ultra. Let's just have a quick look of this. So yeah, it will unlock approximately in 2 weeks. Actually it will be 8th December, so it's almost 3. Unfortunately we'll have to wait, but we will survive because we don't have any other choice. And the cost of the DLC is exactly what we would expect, because that's pretty much what previous ones costed with the Beastmen. And the same, I told you that it will be very similar to the Beastmen. So we have a new Wood Elf race pack in Grand Campaign. We have additional currency Amber, which is interesting. We have a wonder-based campaign condition, victory condition, which is new thing and also very interesting. And actually things like, it seems like it's making game a lot more interesting. And you know, the Wood Elves are not really focused on conquering the world, so it makes sense. Then the Wood Elves may conquer any region on the map. That's one is pretty odd, because while many people would like it, I would think those Wood Elves should not be able to conquer Dwarven Karaks. Because if humans are not able, Wood Elves also shouldn't be able, but that's my opinion. We have new playable legendary lords, Orion and Durtu, and that's amazing news. I could have not wanted better. I mean, this is the guys I wanted, and it's amazing. Ariel with Durtu would also be fine, but I want Durtu basically. I wanted it and I got it, and I'm very glad indeed. Now, this when things are getting interesting. We have 2 new lore types with deep specialization skill trees. And it seems like this is your normal standard PR, but it's not. And we will talk about it in a few moments. And we have 3 new heroes. So yes, 3 heroes, count them 3. This is going to be interesting campaign. We have comprehensive Wood Elf army roster, which is also not a PR. It really is almost all tabletop units. And then we have additional campaign map, Seasons of Revelation for Wood Elf story campaign. So yes, there is a mini campaign, but we already knew that from the leaks before and everything. I already made a video about it, so if you want to go to my Wood Elves predictions part 4 when I'm talking about this mini campaign. And then we have new unique monsters, heroes, magic and game features. So we already knew from the previous leak about the 3 LCs that we will be getting, that we will be getting Lore of Light and Lore of Life, sorry, and Lore of Shadows. So yeah, pretty fun. Now, this is basically description of the Wood Elves, which is, you know, pretty standard, although you must remember that those guys are, well, those guys are elves, and those guys are Warhammer elves, so they are not very peaceful people. Then we have information that they are sharing the Atel Loren with the Spirit Protectors, and this is very nice indeed. We have Dryads, Branch Rights, which are, well, hero Dryads really, and Ancient Guardian Treemen. I've talked about all of those in my previous videos, I won't dwell on it that much. We are getting Forest Dragons, which I actually haven't think we will get, but if we are getting them, it will be amazing, and I just want to... I'm actually expecting unit that costs 2000 or more, and is pretty powerful. Also Great Eagles as less powerful units, also single models. Yeah, I'm basically I'm basically excited. We have a Demigod Orion, which dies in midwinter and is reborn during the summer into the Oak of Ages, and we've seen that in the trailer actually. And there is one interpretation of how he is being reborn. They gone with this one. Well, okay, fine. So it seems that we won't be getting seasons. We will be getting, well, you know, it's starting in the spring, and the Wood Elves will be able to conquer everything by the autumn, basically. So by the fall. That's slightly. I would like really to see the season mechanics in the Wood Elves, but it's probably not there. So campaign playstyle, those guys, and this is very interesting. This is where things are getting really interesting. So those guys have only major structures in the Atel Loren. The other ones are just outposts. They will be limited, so I think even if you conquer like Aldorf, it will be limited. You will be up to tier 3, I guess, and the only one that will be up to tier 5 will be in Atel Loren, and that would also include the Great Oak. You need 5 tier building that is related to the victory conditions, and I will talk about that more in few moments. Basically, in battle, Wood Elves are basically glass cannons. We already knew that, right? They are very weak, no armor. They have lots of pretty strong units. They are good at fighting. Their units will be smaller than humans, well, obviously, but they do have excellent range and melee capabilities, meaning their skills will be actually very good. They can move and fire. This is very nice indeed. So we will be having a units that can move and fire. And that was obviously very true for some of the cavalry units since Rome 2, but now it's available for those units, and I said I don't think that will happen, and I'm very happy I was proven false. Those guys are really... the Creative Assembly this time really got it right. I mean, really right. Then we have special ammunition. So there will be different kinds of arrows, and I also said it would be very cool if they would implement it, but I don't think they would. And I'm very happy I was proven wrong. Then we have, like I said, Dryads, Eagles, Treemen. Treekin will be also there, and we have Lords of Life, Beast and Shadows. Very nice indeed. Then we have a new campaign, which is a highly detailed campaign map of Atell-Loren and the surrounding Duchess of Breton. So yeah, I told you already that we will getting Atell-Loren and probably some of the surroundings. And Idle by Drutu or Orion and Wood Elves, 2 Legendary Lords. And they will face Bretonnian incursions and later some fearsome cinematic attacks from Beastman Warlord Mogur. So this is... I told you about it, that we might be in this campaign facing Mogur, the basically big powerful boss of all Beastmen, and we are getting him, and I'm so excited. This could not be better. I mean, the Beastman campaign really... It seems that it would be very, very pale, eye for an eye, compared to this one. And I'm very excited. Really, really. That's amazing. I mean, I can't even say anything, really. Okay. Then we have Oak of the Ages, which is like the oldest tree in the universe, basically. Planted by the old ones, and yeah, I've told you about it already in my previous videos. And its roots are actually spanning the entire world, the entire planet. So it's unique tree, a 5-tier wonder building, and the player must grow it through course of campaign. And as Wooders player advance into new tiers, they will be receiving increased bonuses to their campaign. So very, very cool indeed. So it's like with the garages, but the other way around. And there will be 5 battles of the Great Oak. So cinematic multi-stage assault. So they will be assaulted by Beastmen and Chaos Warriors. And yeah, the objective of the campaigns would be to build this 5-tier wonder building and then do these battles, 5 of them for each tier, I would assume, and then you win, which is very, very cool. And then we have new currency Amber. I already know more about it than it's in this article, but I will be releasing the more because there are other sources than Official Creative Assembly, and those guys are telling a lot about the Amber and other things, and I will be posting new video about it, but I will post it tomorrow because I need to gather up this information and put it into more condensed form, so to speak. So going back to it, we have gold, but we also have Amber, and Amber is used to recruit center elite units, unlock certain technologies, and expand Oak of Ages. However, this is finite resource and award and can only be gained by capturing settlements and setting up as right lookouts. So that means you will probably get like 1 for each territory you will get. And this is very important, because this is the only way you can expand the Oak of Ages, but also recruit some elite units. And this is adding to some certain depth to the campaign, because either I am getting elite unit or I'm finishing the game sooner. Quite frankly, this will be one example when I maybe would not want to finish the game as soon as possible, but that's just me. Okay, so the Amber is limited to prevent player from... So it presents content choice over whether it should spend faction development. So like I said, it's spent on technologies, it's spent on elite units, or to achieve the victory condition. And then there is about outposts. So lookouts have very limited building options, and they are basically replenishment stop, recruit stations, and you could exploit regional trade resources. However, major buildings are built within Atelloren only, and which is the true home of the Wood Elves. And settlements in Atelloren will have 10 building slots. Yes, that's right, 10 building slots. So, very, very nice indeed. Also, mind you, recruitment stations will have access to global recruitment pool, but at local recruitment pricing. So you will be able to recruit wherever you go units from the Atelloren, which is very, very cool indeed. Then about infrastructure. So this is very cool. This is much more in-depth and much more complicated and much more fun than any other campaign I've played in Total War Warhammer before. It really looks like you have to do some strategic thinking. Like, you know, back in Rome 2 or Attila. I'm very excited. Going back. Wood Elf infrastructures. So we have unique tech trees for buildings. No matter that. So we have offices. And the Wood Elves, the same as the Empire basically. And you will be able to unlock. Certain buildings will unlock offices. And then you can put some people in those offices. And for example, like Herald of the Wild Hunt. And there will be also Legendary Lords, Durtu and Orion, will have their offices. And they will be providing further campaign bonuses. Very, very nice indeed. And the Legendary Lords themselves. So we have Orion, King of the Woods, who is an immortal demigod of Atelloren. Well, immortal is not really the good word, because he is actually dying each year and being reborn, but... well, never mind. He is actually summoning primal urges, and the elves are abandoning whatever and they're going for the hunt. So they are turning into somewhat, you know, animalistic creatures. And what else about him? So he's basically like a Kolek. He is powerful melee warrior, and he has sizable range damage. So he's not like a Kolek, but he is powerful melee lord who has range options, and he has two unique area of effect abilities, Hounds of Orion and Magical Vortex, the Hawk Talon, which is a magical bombardment. So I would think something like the Hounds of Gehenna, and then Magical Bombardment is Magical Bombardment, and those will be like Kolek have his Lightning Strike. They will not consume Wind of Magic, which is amazing again. And then we have, and this also things are getting very, very interesting. Orion has two combat skill trees. See? Like, for example, Manfred has two skill trees for the spells. He has two combat skill trees, and the two battle skill trees, and the campaign skill tree. And I will explain that very shortly. So he has a range skill tree, gives him unique abilities and specializes in level up. So he can either level in range or melee combat. And he can bring also numerous improvements for bow units for Wood Elves roster. So actually how it works, how I believe it works, is that you have two fighting skills, like, you know, your standard skill in any melee lord, but you will also get range ones. And then you have two red trees for boosting your troops, one for the ranged troops and one from your normal troops. And then he have to pay extra cost, amber cost, for hiring woodland spirits, like ancient treemen seen here. Right? Then there is also Durtu, and Durtu is very, very nicely portrayed, because this is like a real Durtu. You can see that he's different because all these blue magical runes on him, and it's amazing because they actually presented him as he is. He used to be a benevolent, he used to be very nice guy, basically helping the elves, but now, because of all his buddies are dead, all the other ancient treemans pretty much are dead, he is very bitter and he doesn't actually like wood elves anymore. He does consider them as allies, but of common cause, but nothing more. It's perfect portray of the Durtu actually. And in the Grand Campaign, Durtu will start in different region, which is also very nice indeed. He will have to pay extra amble for wood elf units, and he's a powerful warrior and spellcaster of the Beast lore, and he may summon manticores with transformation of Kadon. I love it already. And yeah, if you heard my videos from the wood elves, I have 4 of them, you would know that I am a huge fanboy of Durtu, so that's no surprise. And yes, I will be playing Durtu. I won't be doing any kind of pool or vote before playing wood elves. I will be playing Durtu. Then we have new lords, a Glade Lord and Ancient Treeman. And I would prefer, if I have only 2, I would prefer to have a spell waiver, but I do have Ancient Treeman and I'm very happy with that. You've heard me in my previous video, I was worried that it will go actually the Glade Lord and the Spell Weaver, and the Glade Lord and the Ancient Treeman is much better choice, because I will have Ancient Treeman, basically. So those guys are... So let's read about it, because this is also slightly important. So we have those guys, blah blah blah, millennia, noble fighters, powerful warriors and excellent archers. They have 2 personal skill combat trees, same like Orion. Each brings improvement in either archery or melee abilities. So I do believe this is... It's not stated like that, but I do believe these are exactly the same as Orion. And likewise he has 2 battle trees that augments his armies in 2 different paths, melee or ranged. And they may unlock those mounts. So Elven Steed, Great Eagle and Forest Dragon. And I mean, yes. I mean, we won't have some of the others, but I don't mind. We won't have like a horse. But we do start with Elven Steed, which is better. I don't mind. I would like to see unicorns too. But, you know, we might get them sometimes later on, like we got some Feral Manticores and Aspiring Champions for Chaos. With the Spell Weavers, maybe. I'm you know, imagining things, probably not, but one might wish, right? And then we have Ancient Treeman, colossal in stature. So yes, this is very much a Kolek-like powerful creature, I hope it will be. And their strength are... Yeah, they are basically strong like dragons. So, like, again, I'm hoping he will be very, very powerful. And he's a spellcaster of the lore of the beast. And he obviously has no mounts, but he has unique skills which grant increasing protection to all Treekin and other in their armies. So Treekin, I would think Dryads also. Either way, very excited indeed. And then we have Spellsingers. So those guys have Lore of Life, Shadow and Magic, very nice indeed. And then we have Branch Rights, which are basically, like it says, all the Dryads. And then are basically handmaids of ancient Loren. And they were their guardians before elves. And what about them? They are skilled practitioners of Lore of Life, so that's very useful. They will be casting spells. Yeah, basically, they have some melee capabilities, like, you know, a Dryad, but they also have a Lore of Life, so they will be your perfect add-on to the elf army. Some of the some of the diversity, some of the resistance basically, because you will be able to heal your guys. And then we have even better, then you have Waystalkers, and I was hoping for those guys, really hoping. I was hoping they won't be like Glade Captains, and they aren't Glade Captains. They gone with the Waystalkers, and absolutely amazing. Those guys are obviously marksmen. They are obsessed with the hunts, blah blah blah, nothing interesting here. Expert snipers can move and remain hidden while firing. So these guys are basically like some of the old hunter units from the ROM 2. They can fire from hiding. And we will be probably having finally a powerful range heroes, which was missing from before. And then let's the fun start. Unit roster. So Wood Elves roster contain many archer skills, and when certain structures have been built, Glade Guard, Deepwood Skulls and Great Riders may have been recruited to fire 3 special ammunition types: Starfire Shafts, fire damage, Hackbane Tips, poison damage, and Swift Silver Shards, magical damage. Very nice. And unfortunate, it's like it states here, we might have it only, we will have recruit a Glade Guard, or we will have recruit a Great Guard with Hackbane Tips. I'm hoping it is not the case, but this surely shows that it might be the case. It will be single type of arrows that you won't be able to switch. Okay, but going back to the melee infantry, we have Eternal Guards and Eternal Guards with shields, which is, you know, what we would expect. And then we have War Dancers and War Dancers with Ashari Spears, which I would strongly assume are the armor-piercing spears of the Wood Elves. And then we have Wildwood Rangers. Nothing new here. Then we have Range Infantry, with the Glade Guards of every kind and the Deepwood Scouts, and then the Way Watchers. So very nice indeed, very deep. And I'm just looking forward to use those units. If you don't know what those units do, please see my first Wood Elves video when I'm going through the army roster, and there is also second video when I'm doing errata for this. I'm explaining what each of those units do and how I do expect them to work in the Wood Elves DLC. Then we have melee cavalry with the Wild Riders and Wild Riders with shields, and range cavalry with the Glade Riders and Hackbane Tips, and also Hawk Riders. And then you have magical cavalry, Sisters of the Thorn, which is amazing, and yes, very much yes, Sisters of the Thorn. And I'm hoping they can throw those poison javelins also, but we'll have to see. And then finally we have Woodland Spirits with Dryads, Treekins and Treemen, and monstrous units, Great Eagles and Forest Dragons. So yes, we do have in fact dismounted Great Eagles and dismounted Forest Dragons, and I would expect them to be single unit each, basically single model for a unit. We've seen already that the Treekin are units of 9 large, 12 ultra, and the Treemen is probably 1, and the Dryads we don't really know. I do expect for these guys to have 80 to 100 men in each, except for War Dancers, which might be less. I do expect them to have 180 probably in the War Dancers, but I'm just guessing basically, and 80 for the Glade Guards, and you know, those guys. Cavalry normal size of 60 I would believe, Hawk Riders of 4 I think, but I'm not sure. So yeah, this is pretty much it. On those notes, I think this will be amazing, and I will be releasing more information because I already gathered more information from the sources outside. There is also Facebook page, but I have not found there any really new information beside from what we read already here. So this is it. I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos in Total War Warhammer with DLC analysis and mechanics videos, but also in my Let's Plays in Total War series and different games. Thank you for watching, and see you later.